Norse in Wonderland, when nothing's as it seems. Norse in Wonderland, the truth will haunt your dreams. Norse in Wonderland, when nothing's as it seems. Norse in Wonderland, the truth will haunt your dreams.
Imagine terrorist attacks rocking your country, bombings in public squares, shootings blamed on communist radicals. But what if those attacks were carried out by secret NATO-backed armies to manipulate your beliefs and votes? Hey everyone, welcome back to Norse in Wonderland, where we chase the rabbit down the darkest tunnels of truth. Today, we're diving into Operation Gladio, NATO's secret stay-behind armies in Europe that orchestrated terror attacks to control politics and fight a hidden war against the people. As the documents came out and prime ministers admitted its existence, it wasn't a theory, it was policy. Operation Gladio proves that sometimes the real terrorists wear suits and attend NATO meetings. Imagine explaining that at airport security. No, sir, I'm not a threat, but my government sure is. They called it the strategy of tension, which is a fancy way of saying, let's blow things up and then blame someone else. Honestly, it sounds less like military doctrine and more like a toxic relationship. If you ever feel unproductive, just remember, NATO literally trained secret armies, stockpiled weapons, and staged terror attacks, all while telling the public they were protecting democracy. Talk about a side hustle. Operation Gladio, meaning sword in Latin, was launched after World War II by NATO and the CIA to create stay-behind networks in European countries in case of a Soviet invasion. Countries involved included Italy, Belgium, France, Germany, Greece, Turkey, and more. These networks were armed, trained, and hidden from the public, and often from national governments themselves. Key features included recruiting ex-Nazis, fascists, far-right extremists, and military veterans, stockpiling weapons and cash in secret caches across Europe, training operatives in sabotage, assassination, and guerrilla warfare, operating under absolute secrecy, loyal not to their nations but to NATO and CIA directives. Imagine hidden armies operating within your country, loyal not to your government, but to foreign intelligence agendas. Gladio's darkest chapter was in Italy. Bombings blamed on left-wing groups to sway public opinion rightward. 1969 Piazza Fontana bombing in Milan, 17 dead, 88 injured. 1980 Bologna train station bombing, 85 dead, over 200 injured. Sorry, sometimes my brain, shorts out. Plus, my kids are, screaming and stuff in the background. Not, in a bad way, but they're, being loud and playing loud and having a good time. And I'm not sure if my mic is picking it up and stuff, so it distracts me momentarily because I feel like it's distracting from the content to constantly hear loud noises coming from the living room. But anyway, the goal was simple. Prevent communism and socialism from gaining political traction by creating fear, chaos, and demands for strong security. Testimony from Vincenzo Vinciguerra, neo-fascist Gladio operative. You were supposed to attack civilians, women, children, to force the public to turn to the state for greater security. Just a thought. God forbid I get deplatformed for this. But what if literally every school shooting were orchestrated to convince you, the public, to give up your rights? Just chew on that. I'm not saying it has to be true. Just think about it. Open your mind. Consider the possibility that that could be a thing. As if they haven't done similar things in the past. They literally admit it. I mean, how... Sorry. Gladio's fingerprints were found across Europe. Belgium and Luxembourg. Brabant killers massacres. Random shootings blamed on communist militias. Turkey used to control Kurdish populations and suppress dissent through deep state terror. Greece supported the 1967 military coup that installed a dictatorship. Wherever there was fear, Gladio left its shadow. In 1990, Italian Prime Minister Giulio Andreotti admitted Gladio's existence to Parliament, sparking European-wide investigations revealing NATO's direct involvement in terror campaigns. Shocker. But no major NATO officials were prosecuted. Also, shocker. The operations were simply rebranded under different names. Once again, shocker. If NATO could conduct terror attacks on European civilians to manipulate politics, what other operations remain undisclosed today? Ow. The strategy of tension didn't end with Gladio. It became a blueprint for false flag attacks to justify wars and surveillance expansions, instilling fear to manufacture public consent. Current parallels include intelligence influence on terror events to maintain geopolitical control. The tools of fear remain timeless. How does fear shape your political choices? Do you believe terror attacks are always what they seem? Why does history repeat itself when these operations are exposed but never punished? I don't know, because we're not doing anything about it. Nobody talks about it. And the people that do either get unalived or treated like crazy freaking nutbag conspiracy theorists and get shadow banned and yeah, whatever. I have 63 whole subscribers, so I guess I'm getting somewhere. I choose truth over fear. I ground myself in discernment, strength, and unwavering sovereignty. Thank you for exploring Operation Gladio with me today. If this episode challenged your beliefs about safety and power, share it with someone who needs to understand how deeply fear is used as a weapon. Follow Norse in Wonderland for more hidden truths and psychological operations shaping our world. Until next time, stay questioning, stay aware, and stay free. As always, if anything happens to me, I didn't do it to myself. I'm happy, healthy, and cautious.
Chasing the rabbit, down we must go. Where does it end? Nobody knows. Hurry up now, we're running out of time. You better keep up or get left behind. Norse in Wonderland, where nothing's as it seems.